See that forked tongue come out? I am very submissive to the right men. See, that is meant to be a smokescreen the demon uses to cloud your vision. It's meant to make you say, oh, this ain't a demon. Who wants to be with an average looking, unhappy woman? You ain't been nowhere in New Year's Eve ever. Dick Clark is feeling sorry for you. And the madness still ain't over after then. After you've had to suffer through uh, a, a soy tofu turkey, you've had to lie to yourself about Christmas and buy your own gifts and play, go to your. You're gonna have to go play with other people's kids because you don't have your own with your PhD ass. Oh, then the New Year's, then the the cherry on the stupid Sunday. Shout out to Amazing Lucas. Is Valentine's Day. You don't have the primary relationship, a man, the first business, your first network is family. You don't have it. You have shit. You have stuff. You have bags and purses and coats and trips and dogs and plants and candles and fragrance and shoes and shit.
People don't even want to engage with black women because that attitude is very rough.
Age, children, excessive mileage of all types. Saying I deserve and I deserve and I deserve. Green, I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired on my own.
They turn their head to the side and act like they don't smell it. All these German shepherds.
You're just a flightless bird.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Class is in session, man. I was saying to myself earlier, I was like, God, anybody that watched this shit, I appreciate you, man. Because this is clearly not the norm. You understand? If you watching this shit, I'm going to say you crazy. I'm going to say you're crazy obsessed with understanding this black box. You're crazy obsessed with understanding nobody will be playing with you. And you are also crazy because if you listen to this and then you go back and watch these other panels, maybe I'll do some of that stuff. And you just like, I mean, these guys, you're talking about something that doesn't matter. They're numb. They're numb to the Old Testament way of doing things. As well as you are crazy to want to see the black woman in all her glory. You know? We know none of this stuff will ever stop the man from, making love, but if you trying to not be played around with, if you're trying to be serious with somebody, this is very important. Because they make you think that, hey, all the stuff that you watch on these other panels, it's very important. Okay, it is up until a point to where you don't know you still getting fleeced. That's not good for my brothers. I'm not having that. That's crazy. All right. In this video, I didn't watch it. I just saw a little beginning. She was telling how she had something and she didn't know what it was. I have other stuff, but I just want to start with this because you need to, if you care to, you need to understand that, hey, anything dealing with the black woman is exactly like you, brother. It all starts and ends with the box. And you might say for pleasure, yes, it's the key to the soul. If all boxes healthy and there are no additives as far as like, I'm gonna even say liquor, anything. Say you got a wholesome, pure woman. That woman is more subject to fall in love with you than some woman who's on drugs, numbing agents, antidepressants, alcohol, bad diet, eating swine. It's a lot. But clearly you don't know nothing about that. So let's just get into this video and have some fun together. Do you mind? I always believe that it's fun to do a class because no one is informing my black brothers or any of you brothers out there what's really happening. But we love it when you see it from the black woman, because from all we know, she had the best box and this and that and this and that. Well, what are you doing with it?
Meetings to it, right? So many meanings to it. A big part of the journey is the ups and downs of it and the realization that you have to go on it. I think many times we realize we're diagnosed with something, it's looked at as this is the end. I don't want to go through this. And it's understandable.
A lot of times when we're diagnosed with something pertaining to the box, so if you're a brother, you could imagine you was diagnosed with something pertaining to your eggplant. It would be horrible.
With something, it's looked at as this is the end. I don't want to go through this. And it's understandable. It's understandable. Get me, I didn't even know what a fibroid was when I was told, oh yeah, you have a fibroid. And I was like, okay, do I take a Tylenol?
What did I teach you guys? What do I teach you? Over here, you will be safe to know that you're learning more about the woman's womb than she knows about it. So that would give you what we call an advantage, or you would at least be in the know where other brothers won't be. Okay, so she don't even know what it is, but you do.
As this is the end. I don't want to go through this. And it's understandable. It's understandable. Get me, I didn't even know what a fibroid was when I was told, oh yeah, you have a fibroid. And I was like, okay, do I take a Tylenol? What does this mean? And then this is at the point I found out I had a fibroid was I was pregnant for the third time and I had a miscarriage. And they said, well, the bigger this grows.
I was pregnant for the third time and I had a miscarriage. Like I said, fam, once you gather, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to be nice about this. If you gather any information about in particular, the black woman's womb, you are way ahead of the curve. You understand? Because now you start to tap into, oh, you done had miscarriage and everything. Well, how's your mental state with all that happening to you? No man did this to you. This just happened because of nature, right? Wow, how do you feel?
Do I take a Tylenol? What does this mean? And then this is at the point I found out I had a fibroid was I was pregnant for the third time and I had a miscarriage. And they said, well, the bigger this grows, the less nutrients your baby's gonna have, and you'll have a 20% survival rate. And it goes down the bigger the uterus grows because you're having a baby. Well, obviously, I didn't have my baby. I had a miscarriage. And they said, if we need to get rid of this, or you're gonna have this problem continually.
Now, what constantly gets lost in this story? The man. These bitches feeling bad for each other. I'm feeling bad for the brother. This brother, clearly, let's go back. Look at her. Clearly she's overweight. This brother settled for this overweight woman who thought that she was about something, and he did too. Took that big box, did what he had to do, and look what happened to him. She's worried about her. What about him?
Baby, I had a miscarriage. And they said, if we need to get rid of this, or you're gonna have this problem continually. I think it was like 5 centimeters. And I had to have surgery. And I was like, what does this mean? And the doctor's like, oh, you can still have babies in the future. You just need to have the surgery and you'll be fine. No one told me they come back. No one told me that they can come back with friends. No one told me when you have surgery, you alter your body.
There you have it, black man. Until you can understand those 3 things that she just said, and we're not talking about this surgery in particular, we're talking about BBLs, gastric bypass, everything that these women do, breast augmentation, whatever. You're dealing with a counterpart of people who are willing to alter the human composition in many, many different ways, inside and out. All you know about is the wigs and the lashes and shit and the BBLs. But it all lands under the same umbrella.
You just need to have the surgery and you'll be fine. No one told me they come back. No one told me that they can come back with friends.
Why did they come back with friends? You guys already know the answer. Because she never changed her diet. Okay?
No one told me when you have surgery, you alter your body. Everything changes. No one told me at the time you're 31, the older you get, the more changes your body has, you become something called high risk.
Play it back. You guys think this shit is a joke. Pisses me off.
At the time you're 31, the older you get, the more changes your body has.
By the time you're 31, and these women tell you ain't no wall, I'm giving you the real wall. Not even the Kevin Samuels wall. Even though Kevin knew. He knew everything. But I'm giving you the real wall. And I am aware. Don't think I'm as dumb as I sound. I'm aware that you black men don't have the guts. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you ain't had enough pussy in your life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because they told you do other things. And that's fine. But don't think you could jump into this arena with the real G's. Not this shit you seeing out there.
You become something called high risk. And I'm like, what? And then, boom, by the way, tap on the shoulder, you now have high blood pressure that's out of control. In order to control your thing.
Now you have high blood pressure and everything that's out of control. What do I teach you? What's the other side of that? A man. A loving, caring man. Shit that you just think that men ride off into the sunset. It don't fuck if you're Beyonce or the big bitch. Don't matter.
Mess up the rest of your life. I was like, so this is happening too? And I didn't want to go on the journey. I was just like, well, then I called my mom. I said, I'm just going to adopt. I don't want to go through this.
3 miscarriages. And said, I'm just going to adopt. I'm not going on no journey. My box has double crossed me. No, I didn't think it was going to happen. No, I got my education and everything. Nobody told me that the wall was real. I thought I could just play around with niggas. No, but it came back on me. And what did I appear to be to a loving, caring, and man that I chose? Disposable. Unusable.
I didn't want to go on the journey. I was just like, well, then I called.
Well, we know you didn't want to go on the journey. That requires different eating. And you're overweight.
Now I have high blood pressure that's out of control. In order to control your thick mess for the rest of your life, I was like, so this is happening too? And I didn't want to go on the journey. I was just like, well, then I called my mom. I said, I'm just going to adopt. I don't want to go through this. I don't want to heal from this. I don't want to have this risk. I don't want to feel anxious. And you have to be brave to go on this journey.
When you listen to panels, do you hear women talk like this? I don't want to have to be brave. This big, strong person that I'm acting like I am towards men. And guess who I'm not going to do this journey for? Myself, my own health. I'd rather just adopt a child and fall sickly. But you don't hear me though.
Your journey is a very brave journey. And it's for so many women, it's a scary journey. But I really want y'all to look at her. Isn't she gorgeous? And you're healthy.
We are gorgeous.
But you're so healthy.
I try to be.
And then the journey.
See? But you're so healthy. I don't give a fuck about that pretty shit when that pussy double cross. You don't hear me though.
To get to where you are, how did it start?
So first and foremost, I commend you for your experience, because the average woman probably would have thrown in the towel, knowing that, number one, they're in their 30s and they're considered a high-risk pregnancy and you've already had a miscarriage.
Hello? Don't laugh. Don't laugh, my lady. Don't laugh, man. Don't be laughing, son.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
First and foremost, I commend you for your experience, because the average woman probably would have thrown in the towel, knowing that, number one, they're in their 30s and they're considered a high-risk pregnancy and you've already had a miscarriage.
Well, are you sisters taking any questions? Why didn't you believe that that could happen to you and get with a man earlier instead of living your 20s? What they call the 20s again? They done played this shit out. What they call it again? I done forgot because it's so much of an Old Testament. The 20s, they call it riding the carousel. What they call it? Hoe phase. Hoe phase. Why didn't you do that during your 20s hoe phase? Well, I didn't know that my pussy would double cross me. I didn't. Right. Was men telling you? Yeah, but I didn't think that they knew what they was talking about. Now you got to sit up here and be commended for having miscarriages. Ma'am, black woman. Fuck you doing to our community, man?
Foremost, I commend you for your experience, because the average woman probably would have thrown in the towel, knowing that, number one, they're in their 30s and they're considered a high risk pregnancy, and you've already had a miscarriage. Someone very close to me, not even in her 30s, also had a miscarriage. Literally,
Someone close to me, not even in her 30s. Ma'am, are you saying that it's an epidemic of bad pussy from the black man out here? Would you say that black women need to clean their health up and act better to black men so we could produce, because the pussies will go bad if they continue eating and doing the things that they're doing to their bodies? Oh, yes, I concur.
someone very close to me, not even in her 30s, also had a miscarriage literally on her birthday. And it was beyond devastating.
Had a carry on her birthday. Yo, these sisters go through things that you guys would never be able to imagine. That's why I'm here. Fascinating heartbreak out of the ghetto BW. And we sit there and we know, but they never talk to us about this stuff so we can say, sis, I care about you, man. She'll come back out and, have another BBL, have another miscarriage. Just crazy work.
Devastating. So I just really commend you for, staying in it, because it is very scary, and you literally put your body at risk.
Yeah.
So
Hold on. You literally put your body at risk by doing what? See, they're trying to blame the man. You guys don't see it. By trying to get pregnant. Well, why don't you let that man go?
So my journey started, oh gosh, 2013, 14.
2013, 14. Question to the chat room. Do you think her box got any better from 2013, 14 till now? Do you think her box got any better? Sorry.
And my story is kind of long, so I'm going to try to not make it too long and boring. He and I did not want to have an unplanned pregnancy. At the time, I was in my 30s. And so we said, well, let's handle.
Brandon Yancey, my nigga, my homie. Good look, King. Good look for that, man. I appreciate that. The truth is the truth. I've been teaching a brother named Brandon Yancey. That man is sharp. That man knows everything it is to know about this box and always willing to learn more. Let's go.
And I did not want to have an unplanned pregnancy. At the time, I was in my 30s. And so we said, well, let's handle this like two adults. And
let's take it back. She wanted to have a planned pregnancy. I'm not going to ask Brandon this. I'm going to just overall ask, why did she want to have a planned pregnancy? What do I teach y'all? Never pay attention to everything that's you're watching. There's a man on the other side of this story. Why does she want to have a planned pregnancy? Because she found out he was a good enough man. And guess what she did? She said, I got the pussy. I'm the one that can determine how this is going to work. Okay, let's see how the story played out. Remember, it's a man on the other side of this story. She wants you to feel her pain. I want you to feel the man's pain.
2013, 14. And my story is kind of long, so I'm going to try to not make it too long and boring. But I was going to, let me take a step back. So my then boyfriend, who's now my husband, he and I did.
My then boyfriend, who is now my husband. What do I teach you? Men are saints. Let's see. Let's find out how.
Not want to have an unplanned pregnancy. At the time, I was in my 30s. And so we said, well, let's handle this like two adults.
At the time I was in my 30s, I knew I had a bad box. This was my boyfriend, who is now my husband. He's a great man. And this is what he said.
And let's do something about it, because I wasn't being sexually active. So I wasn't on any birth control.
Right.
I knew taking the pill was not going to work for me. That's why I have my son now playing the catch-up game. So I looked at a few different types of birth control. My OBGYN, who I had been going to for 12 and a half years, and every time I have a conversation about it, I always stress, make sure you listen when I say 12 and a half years, because that's very important.
Yeah, that's over a decade.
Over a decade.
What?
Going to for 12 and a half years. And every time I have a conversation about it, I always stress, make sure you listen when I say 12 and a half years, because that's very important.
Yeah, that's over a decade.
Over a decade.
Yeah.
That's my point. So she and I talked about it, and we agreed that I would have the IUD Marina implanted.
There you have it. She had the IUD Marina implanted into her body. Let's go.
Within a certain amount of years, I believe 5 years, you have to have it removed and replaced. So I went to go have it replaced, and they couldn't locate it. And
I went to have the IUD Marina that they inserted into me, and I went to have it replaced. How long did she say they need to have it in the box? 5 years. When did she get diagnosed? 2013, 14. So she went 5 years of no period or ovulation, anything like that. And when they went to go take it out to do whatever they was going to do, they couldn't find it. This is why we're telling Black women, stop doing what you're doing to your body. You're putting unknown substances, UFOs in your fucking body, and now you can't find it. Let's go.
Removed and replaced. So I went to go have it replaced, and they couldn't locate it. And I didn't know what that meant. So she's like, well, did you take it out? In all transparency, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know you can take the IUD out. I didn't know that was a thing. I still honestly don't know if that's a real thing or not.
Right.
So I kind of looked at her kind of puzzled. I'm like, no, I didn't take it out.
Right.
And so she sent me.
I just got to pause for the cause real quick. Shout out to Brandon Yancey. Screw everybody else that don't comment. Let's go.
The ultrasound. And just go with me here in your head. I'm literally in my doctor's office, my OBGYN, who I had been going to for over a decade. She couldn't locate the IUD, so she sent me the ultrasound. Literally in her doctor's office. She didn't send me across town. She didn't tell me to come back. She didn't send me to another outpatient facility. This was literally within her office suite, a couple of doors down. Like literally, like as if we walk into the kitchen or
Man,
the
get to
bedroom,
the
like literally within
point.
her office. So she sends me the ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech motions me to get undressed from the waist down, and she performed a topical ultrasound just as they normally would if someone was pregnant, with the gel and all that stuff, and they couldn't locate the IUD. And so she performed a vaginal ultrasound, inserted the wand.
Yeah.
And she was able to find it she's like, oh, there it is. Looks like it kind of shifted just a little bit. And I'm like, okay. I wasn't surprised.
Right.
Because I knew I had not taken it out, but I didn't know if it could fall out or what. Besides that, she found it. And as I'm getting back dressed, she says to me, by the way, how are your fibroids coming along? I think she was just trying to have like good bedside manners. And I was like, what? What are you talking about?
And it's the same OBGYN you've had.
This is an OBGYN's office. This is the ultrasound tech in her office. So so it's the same exact office now, right? 12 and a half years. And I go, what's that? My OBGYN, who I have been going to for 12 and a half years, never mentioned a fibroid. And to your point, I heard of the term very, very, very vaguely. I didn't know what it or what they were. I had no knowledge of them. Like you said, I didn't know if I could take a Tylenol and they go away. If it's sexually transmitted, you take an antibiotic.
What I tell you, always looking to blame the man. What I tell you, man. No, this ain't got nothing to do with us, King. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're uninformed, you could get blamed.
If it's something that I can just, sleep off, change my diet, I had no idea. She gave me no information. So so the ultrasound tech, based on my response, when I go, what's that? Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? What is that? The look on her face, she was mortified because she knew at that very moment that it was pretty obvious that I did not know that there were fibroids on my uterus. So I get back dressed. I'm walking back to the doctor's office. And so I'm again still in her same office suite. 12 and a half years. I get back in there. And so at this point, she's behind her desk. And again, painting a picture, beautiful cherry wood desk and screen TV. And she's pulling up her calendar on her computer. I couldn't tell what she was doing because I was scheduled. And I go, so wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
Because she's like, well, what are you available this date, that date? And I'm just like, hold on, wait. Can we talk about those fibroid things or that fibroid that the ultrasound tech mentioned? Like, what's that all about? And so she turns to the monitor. She looks, she goes, oh yeah, he has some rather large fibroids. Do you plan to have any more children? And I honestly didn't know where she was going with that question.
Yeah.
Having gone to her 12 and a half years.
Yeah.
And my response was, well, I mean, am I planning? I mean, no, but I just got engaged. Like, I don't understand the question. Like,
you heard that? I'm not planning on any children, but I just got engaged. What do I teach you? They'll bring that bad box to you and don't tell you, but they don't know as well. But it's tricky because she said something happened back to her in 2013. So she knew something was going on. She done put the IUD in her box. So she just thought that life is but a dream. I could insert a UFO into my fucking pussy and nothing will happen to me. What? So I'm well back. What's good?
And she says to me, because of your age, and if you don't plan to have any more children, and because of the size of your fibroids, I recommend a hysterectomy. Literally out the gate. And mind you, she still had not at that very moment explained what a fibroid was to me.
And to be clear, a hysterectomy is pretty much the removal of your whole entire reproductive system. Remember,
a hysterectomy is the removal of your whole entire reproductive system. Women fight tooth and nail to not let that happen to them, but they also cause it to be in the conversation by getting on birth control, IUDs, all sorts of shit that's going inside of their bodies that they don't know what the effect is, as well as hereditary, diet, lifestyle, everything that you would contribute towards it, they do it.
there's a difference between a myomectomy, that's the one I had, and hysterectomy. I mean,
she just admitted to having a myomectomy, where they just remove a little bit of your reproductive system. And she has to be proud of that. A myomectomy instead of a hysterectomy. So she got to stand proud. Brothers, what have they done to our black pussy? Let's go.
all of it's gone. Reproductive organs, ovaries, uterus. Like that's, so she's saying, pretty much, let's wrap this up. Okay.
And it happened so fast. It was very confusing, very overwhelming. And so I just kept like saying, wait a minute. So can you give me a little bit more information? Like, how did I get there? I'm like, and I said, was there anything else I can do? I don't understand. And she says, well, the reason why, because I told you what my passion is, which is the fibroid pandemic. By profession, I'm a vice president of health solutions at a global risk management company. And by profession, I negotiate B2B contracts, business to business contracts with major medical carriers on behalf of employers, companies that have anywhere between 500 to about 5,000. And so I said that to say, because I'm on the front line of these contract negotiations with Blue Cross, United Healthcare, Aetna, Cigna, whoever.
See, she a PhD.
Don't jump off. Don't do anything. And what's going on? So then somebody like myself comes along and talks to women and just kind of steps through. And next thing you know, you hear women.
I'm a PhD.
Got a PhD.
I do business to business, and I'm a global risk, and I do this and I do that.
To offer medical, dental, vision, disability to their employees. And in certain instances, I have to get involved when there's a claim. If a member has like a claim or an employee has a claim issue, let's say. So I said that to say that I understood very quickly that a hysterectomy was a major surgery.
Yeah.
Many people may not understand that. I knew as soon as she said, I'm like, okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Time out here. And she says to me, I said, well, how, like, what are they? And it was like trying to pull teeth. And she says to me, well, they're just like kudzu. You can cut them away. But they're just going to grow back anyway. That's why I recommend a hysterectomy. And so I don't know about you guys, but 12 and a half years. OBGYN I had been going to for over a decade. She compared my womb to those of you who don't know what kudzu is, it's weeds that grew up inside of the building. And so when
her doctor or her physician illustrated or compared. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Hold on. Her doctor compared her womb to weeds and vines that grow out of an abandoned building. Come on. Come on. That doctor is ruthless. Wow.
Her womb is so polluted. I can't even have a fucking little baby with her.
So to those of you who don't know what kudzu is, it's weeds that grew up inside of the building. And so when to those of you who don't know what kudzu is, it's weeds that grew up inside of the building. And so when she compared my womb to kudzu, if you can imagine 12 and a half years, never once mentioning anything to me about fibroids. And let's be clear, fibroids do not grow overnight.
No.
The fibroids that were on my uterus, the two largest, and the reason why I said the two largest, because she only told me I had two.
Yeah.
But I learned very quickly after doing my research that that was not the case. And after going through the remainder of my journey, I realized that it was confirmed that was not the case. The two largest were 5 and 7 centimeters. I'm sorry, 11 and 7 centimeters. So 11 centimeters is probably about the size of a small melon, and 7 is about the size of a grapefruit.
Yeah.
So your size 5 centimeters is probably like a large orange or something like
Yep.
that. And it really affects every single aspect of your life,
It does.
every single aspect of your life. And so when she compared it to kudzu, I was really taken aback. I got in the car, I called my then boyfriend, and I'm explaining to him that, yes, I got these fibroids. And he's like, whoa, what's that?
Right.
Hold up.
Right.
What's going on? And
Not
I was
gonna
like,
feel them.
right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, I don't really know what they were. And that added another layer of confusion, frustration, embarrassment, um, fearfulness that I wasn't even really prepared to even deal with that day as I'm driving just to go get my IUD replaced.
Right.
And all
No. You can say that to uninformed people. The informed gentlemen or people will say, ma'am, you had a UFO in your pussy. You didn't think that was weird? Well, I was just putting that in my pussy so I could fucking not get pregnant. Ma'am, are you a whore or you gonna get married? Whole culture catches up to you. Oh, so you gotta cheat the game and put unknown substances in your body up, but that you didn't think that would affect you. Oh, okay.
confusion, frustration, embarrassment, fearfulness that I wasn't even really prepared to even deal with that day as I'm driving just to go get my IUD replaced.
Right.
And all this happened so fast. It happened very, very fast. And so I'm literally crying. My face, I'm crying.
Hello, black man, I'm talking to you. That woman went somewhere, right? Found out the truth about her superpower that she uses against men. Pay attention closely. The superpower that she uses against you. She got told to her face, yo, that shit is bad. Your shit is like, whatever she said the name of that shit was, it's like that them vines and them weeds that grow out of those abandoned buildings and shit. So she was in the car crying. Pay attention. She has a husband. She has a fiance. Let's go.
Very fast. And so I'm literally crying. My face, I'm crying. And so he's like, just calm down. We'll talk about it when you get home.
That's a good man. What I tell y'all about them brothers, calm down. We'll talk about it when you get home. She called that man immediately. My pussy ain't shit. My pussy fucked up. What am I going to do now? That man said, look, calm down.
And when we got home, I still didn't have the tools to explain to him what I had just been diagnosed with. So he kind of looking at me like the rock with the side eye, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But I keep telling y'all, there's a man here. And there's a man that this woman met. And what do men want? They know what we want. We want that pussy. They the one that's picking him based on all these other things. He's picking her based on the pussy. Then we'll figure out the rest of this, how good of a person you are. He gets hit with this news. And you know how women do. She over-dramatized the shit. Yo, she said I had to get a hysterectomy. Then gonna talk about he looked at me with the side eye. Ma'am, do you know what I signed myself up for? No, I just want regular pussy.
I had just been diagnosed with. So he kind of looking at me like the rock with the side eye, like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what this means. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that it affects my reproductive system as tremendous as it did. I didn't know that it affects me mentally and psychologically and emotionally and financially.
Yeah.
Black man, do you know that you have a woman that's affected in all of those ways? Do you know anything, black man? My God. Sister. How can we help you, sister? We just want to help. Pariah Montana. Oh, kudzu, a woody invasive vine. Right. That's what I looked at. That's what I thought it was. Native to Asia that ate up the South. I gotta get my tea.
Like, and socially, I didn't real I had no idea what I was up against.
Yeah. And that's the beginning of that journey. The beginning. It's like, here it is. What now?
Mhm.
What now?
So I'm type A personality.
Yeah.
Not that I don't listen to doctors, but I take and use the tools that I'm given. And so I'm going to do my own research. I'm always going to do my own research. I started down a 4-year-long journey of doing my own research. And I started to do yoga, eat for your blood type. I started the whole blood type diet and Qigong. And I started to do, breathing exercises and meditation. And I even went vegan.
Yeah.
And I joined.
I missed a little bit, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm such a professional. Just remember what my angle is. There's a man. I walked in on her saying she did meditation and went vegan. She didn't do that before this. There's a man there. He got to watch all this shit. Plain, what's good? No. You research years after you got the warnings and come on. See, Sean Welbeck. What happens is this. They looking at me. I'm the nice guy here. You know what I mean? I'm the ultimate nice guy to these gladiator BWs. They don't understand. I got brothers that are smart and see all different points of views, especially when they know I'm being nice. They know I could be way more rough. You know what I mean? So, Sean Welbeck called her out. You researched it years after you got the warnings in 2013. That's when you got somebody that's paying attention, learning. Nah, you got with this man in your 30s, sis.
In different coaching programs. Sidebar, if you do a coaching program, make sure you do your own research, extensive research. Because I don't really believe, while I feel like I did a lot of research on coaching programs, just certain programs are not as effective. I'll say that. So just, be aware of that. So I felt like I did my due diligence.
Yeah.
And I had eventually decided to have uterine fibroid embolization.
I decided to have uterine fibroid embolization. We heard about that before. That's when you either freeze them or burn them or try to shrink them. Right? Remember the key. There's a man there. Bernie, what's good?
But
what is that?
So uterine fibroid embolization, the acronym is UFE, also known as uterine artery embolization, UAE. So basically that's where a interventional radiologist, not a surgeon, an interventional radiologist, typically someone who may deal with vein disease, they will send a small catheter. They can either do it through your wrist on the lower side of your wrist or through your groin area. They send a catheter to basically, I will call to feed a solution into the major artery that feeds the blood supply to the fibroid.
Yeah.
What it does is it chokes off, it blocks the blood supply.
Okay. So I had it wrong.
And the way that it does that, they're actually sending aluminum pellets. People think it's like a concoction, like a solution, but it's aluminum pellets that they're sending into the main artery that provides that supplies the blood supply to the fibroid to block it off.
Gotcha. So it keeps it from growing.
Keeps it from growing.
Got
Correct.
It. Got it.
And essentially, because it keeps it from growing, and because it's not receiving any more blood, it starts to die off.
Yeah.
So the whole goal is for it to shrink.
Yes.
And to improve your symptoms, but it's not a cure.
Yeah.
And for me, because of the size of my of those fibroids at the time, I was told that I'd be lucky if I get 50% shrinkage. At that time in my life, I was willing to take the gamble.
Yeah.
And I got 50% shrinkage. It worked for me. However, I didn't know, because my doctor told me that they can grow back.
Yeah.
And I can't necessarily say that they start to grow back, but what I can say is that after them shrinking down, where they were placed, create a whole other slew of medical conditions that I wasn't even ready for.
Where the complications of? Thank you, Sean Welbeck. where they were placed is very important. Creates different complications, resting up against organs, intestines, all sorts of things, guys, when they don't watch what's going on. And there's a man there. So he proposed to this woman. Now she's going through all of these challenges. How do you think he feels?
Oh man, like the thing with the fibroids, 'cause I did the same thing. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
before this happens, I asked the doctor. I said, are there any natural ways of doing it? She told me straight in the face. She said, you can shrink them, but unless you're gonna get rid of the root, they can come back. And they can bring other ones. And then
Ma'am, the root is you. Lifestyle.
when I was pregnant with Artiste,
Mm.
they told me, oh, you have fibroids, and I'm like, I didn't have surgery. Have you only seen the other little two that were hanging around? And they still have one, and they kept an eye on it as much as they kept an eye on me and the baby. Like, every ultrasound, we're just measuring the fibroid casually too. And I'm just like, what does this mean? Well, we don't want you to panic. We just have to keep an eye on it. Oh, it looks like there's another one.
But don't panic. There's more.
Now, why is that important? After these women get with you good men, they'll have a baby under any condition. They won't give you the benefit and the privilege of having a baby like somebody like me that's from the hood. Put your dick in some pussy, get it pregnant, and that pregnancy goes well. What's the worst that can happen when the pregnancy goes well? Preemie. Okay, you get yourself a preemie if anything goes bad. That's all we've been accustomed to. We didn't know that the black vagina started going through so many challenges till we start paying attention. Oh, well, we know they eat like crap. We know that off the rip. What do they do on top of that? Add drugs, alcohol, everything to contribute to fucking this whole thing up. But they're going to sit there and tell you, we're the backbone of the community. Look at what you're doing.
More. And I'm like, okay, they actually removed it, which is very shocking because I had a C-section, but my doctor.
Now pay attention closely. The reason why this woman went for the with the son well back. The reason why this woman went for the uterine artery embolization is because she didn't want to have the C-section. See, the other woman is fat. This woman is not. She still want to put on a bathing suit. I know it sounds stupid. But she don't want the C-section scar. You know? So that's why, because she could have had the C-section. She said she had the one the size of a melon and a grapefruit. They could have C-sectioned that out of her. When a woman cosplays as a real nigga, there are severe consequences. Praise Jesus.
It was just like, you said you want to have more kids. It was an easy, simple removal, so it won't keep growing. And it's like, in the back of my mind, I remember anything you do to the body alters your body, alters your cells. So I'm just like, what is this going to mean for me later? And like you said, doing your own research is critical. Before you make a decision, this is why I needed this interview. Was like, before you make a decision, you have got to be an advocate for yourself. So loud. You got to ask questions before you accept anything.
Black man, this is what I'm telling you, nigga. You need to ask questions before you accept anything. That's what the fuck I'm telling you.
An advocate for yourself. So loud. You got to ask questions before you accept anything. Clarify. Do your research. Make your own decision. And if you have a partner, make a decision with your partner. It's just, you have to put you first because it's your expiration date, not theirs, not the company's. It's yours. And you either speed that up or you slow it down. It's up to you.
I cannot agree with you more. I mean, when I went through the process, of course, I did consult with him, but like you said, that was ultimately my decision and my decision only.
Yeah.
And it was life-changing for me. I remember when we went in, when we were preparing, like the night before, the morning of, in the car on our way there, I remember calling my sisters and close family and friends, like, I love you. And they're like, girl, you're just going in for, it's going to be outpatient. But I never had a procedure before. So
So what does that story mean from our standpoint? She had a man that was with her the night before, driving in the car, making sure that she was comfortable to know, hey, sis, yeah, you got a bad pussy, but I think more of you than your pussy. You are more to me than your pussy. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad. We trying to fix it though. That's a good man.
I didn't really know what to expect. And UFE is it's not surgery. It's literally outpatient procedure. You're in and out within the same day. I was probably out within 6 to 8 hours just due to monitoring. But one thing that was kind of lighthearted for me was when I was under anesthesia. Um, my husband was recording me. I had not known that until several days later. And while under anesthesia, I was talking about the land of the Smurfs. But the way that came about was because he's recording.
Is that a good man? That's a good man, son. It's crazy.
Recording me, and literally, like, there's a television in the recovery room. Nothing was on there but like soundscapes,
Yeah.
which is, and apparently I just thought that sounded like the land of the Smurfs, la 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 la. And I'm literally like laughing hysterically, trying to freeze. I did have some a not so great reaction to anesthesia. So that's one thing as well. When you're preparing for treatment or into procedure or surgery, make sure that you're aware of how your body responds
Yeah.
to anesthesia, because I didn't know, because I never had it before.
Yeah.
Since shrinkage, I started living my life like it's golden again.
Yeah.
I was living my life like it's golden. And fast forward 2.5 years later, all hell broke loose.
Pay attention, guys. I appreciate y'all for taking this ride on this story, man. This shit is crazy. I didn't watch it. It's just that I done taught you niggas so much, and we done learned so much together that we all know this shit. You know what I mean? But let's break it down from the man's standpoint. The man went with her to the doctor. The promise, fuck what y'all talking about. The promise was, after we do this surgery, this pussy is going to be good for you. That was the promise. Look at what this man had to deal with. Pay attention.
Fast forward 2.5 years later, all hell broke loose.
Yeah. It's part
2 years later, all hell broke loose. Let's go.
gets me emotional.
All hell broke loose.
You would say to somebody like Plain Brown Rapper, Plain, how did all hell break loose? Based on what, Prince? How did all hell break loose? Based on what, Prince? Plain, you can holler. Anybody can holler at me, but Plain, this emotional ass nigga. Nigga always telling me don't be emotional. This nigga more emotional than me. And it's because he gets so sick and tired of the black woman abusing herself and throwing that shit on men. And men got to turn around and take care of your ass like a baby.
This part gets me emotional. Oh my goodness.
All hell broke loose. My husband and I were sitting on the couch after dinner.
My husband and I were sitting on the couch after dinner. You heard? There's a man on the side of this box story. You guys, it's the most important part of the fucking story, but nobody's here to tell it. How good men are when it comes to all of this shit. Nobody's here to tell this shit, and it pains me, man.
Just, I don't know. I was probably watching Family Feud. I have no idea. Literally doing nothing, just chilling. Had a long week, a long day at work, and just relaxing. And all of a sudden, my heart started racing. And so I sit up and I go, call 911. And he's like, girl, what are you talking about? Out the blue. And I'm like, my heart. And he looks at me. He sees the fear in my face. He's like, you're serious. I'm like, you're damn right I am. And I started to get really, really dizzy. And
Yo, Play, man. I put the link in there, Play. Help me out, man. Cause I like somebody that's willing to ask me some damn questions, because I want this stuff to be embedded in brothers. So when they hear women say certain things like, oh, my sister was at the doctor and, you know, her blood was low or some shit, and she just talking to you like, you know, you dumb, you're a dumb black man, you don't know shit. I want you to know shit. You know what I mean? Fuck you mean her blood was low? What's it, you know? And she just leave it at that. She's like, yeah, her iron or something. Because everybody paints the picture of the wholesome gladiator BW. I beg to differ, man. I sit there and I watch sisters and everything, and they have took on the role of some sort of strength, but they're using additives from the government to the marriages to the neglecting of the birth control to stop acne, like some old weird shit. BBLs, Bob. I mean, yo, what are you doing to my pussy?
I pass out. He goes, I near pass out. I didn't lose full consciousness, but I was very delirious, very lethargic. And
Who's the one that got to worry? Who's the one that's worried? She ain't worried. I tell you who's worried. The brother. The brother's worried. Here we go. Calvin Cook cooking these bitches. Don't do it, Cal. Don't do it, KC.
I wasn't all there.
Yeah.
And so the paramedics came and they're taking all my vitals. And they asked, they said, were you exercising? Were you like out running? Like, no, I was literally on the couch, just relaxing, doing nothing. And they confirmed that my resting heart rate was the heart rate of someone who's out in a full-blown sprint. And I was resting. And so that started the journey of all hell breaking loose. And I'm like, okay. So they transported me to the hospital, to the emergency room via ambulance. I don't know about you, but an ambulance ride is very expensive.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all could have put me in an Uber for this.
Okay, I'll take myself.
Right.
But that's not the one who has the worry. The one with the worry is that black man. Let's go.
Get there and they're doing all of the regular protocol, taking your vitals and the blood and the x-rays, and got to order the stat, MRI, CAT scan, all that good stuff. And the doctor comes in, he's like, yeah, I think you got anxiety. Here's some Xanax.
I think you got anxiety. Here's some Xanax. What do I teach you niggas? Drugs. Now we're starting to contaminate the body while I'm married. All for me to be a regular person with a reconstructed box. Plain. Don't start no shit.
Nah.
I'm working here.
I ain't said a word, man. You I don't. I'm still laughing. That last stream, I watched the whole thing again, man. I laughed as hard as when that shit happened with the beat it.
Oh man.
Be nice. Oh God. That you need to clip that, dog. That was good comedy.
I'm so happy to bring joy to anybody. You have no clue. You have no clue. I know I'm funny, man, but my whole thing is I'm not trying. We're just telling the story.
Yeah, the truth. That's the core of humor is the truth. You can't make this shit up. Dang, 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 dang.
Come on. I'm working here. I'm working.
All right, word. All right, back to the topic at hand. Like I'm trying to follow where this story's going. So she's just basically telling her fibroid crisis story.
Oh, I'll translate it for you, son. Welbeck. I'll translate it for you, pimp. But you asked me why I choose younger tight walls. Oh hell, they better not ask you. Let's bring it back for Son Welbeck.
I'll take myself.
Right. We get there and they're doing all of the regular protocol, taking.
So they she was sitting on the couch with her husband, and she just said, yo, call the ambulance. So he was like, yo, let's do that. So when the paramedics got there, they asked her, were you running? And she found out her resting heart rate was similar to somebody who was out sprinting. So they said, we're going to take you to the ER. Okay. Once she gets to the ER, the doctor said, oh, you're anxious. You have anxiety. So let's put you on some Xanax. So at this point is where we come back to the Pussycat Facts report, where we know what we're talking about. Have you ever been prescribed? Blah, 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 and so forth and so on. Are you following me, Plain?
I'm with you. Now, it sounded to me like when she went in front of that doctor, he just kind of eyeballed it and threw some drugs at her. He ain't running.
Hold on. Let her tell it.
All right.
Your vitals and the blood and the x-rays, and got to order the stat, MRI, CAT scan, all that good stuff. And the doctor comes in, he's like, yeah, I think you got anxiety. Here's some Xanax.
How was that all?
And I was like, are you sure? because I never experienced this before. So that's just very, very random.
Yeah.
And so he was very convinced that I had anxiety. I'm like, okay. So I took the pills home and I just waited.
Yeah.
I waited until it happened again shortly thereafter.
Like
Oh,
within a week, a month.
I honestly don't remember.
Yeah.
But it started
So, Plain, my question to you is this. There's a man on the other side of that. How you believe that he feels at this point? Worried.
Well, he's worried, but he's, again, like we saw in previous videos, he's already emotionally invested. So he down. He down. You know what I'm saying? He holding her down.
Right.
You know, as we do. Once we commit, we stand 10 toes down on the business. So
right.
he's concerned. He don't know what if she don't know what's going on, he definitely don't know. Like, they thinking she just having panic attacks and stuff. So
after Bach reconstruction.
After box reconstruction.
Yeah, she had to get a uterine artery embolization.
Oh,
it took 7 to 8 hours.
Right. So
and this is after she had an IUD in her box. Before that, 5 years, and when they went to remove it, they couldn't find it, and then they found it.
She just absorbed it into her womb.
Well, it shifts sometimes.
Oh my Lord. Well, maybe he kind of feeling guilty, like, damn, I knocked the IUD out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he feels partially responsible.
They had surgery, and now she got this heart thing going on. Let's go.
Happening regularly. So I will say over about 12 months, 18 months, between 12 to 18 months, about 18 months, I had been transported to the emergency room by ambulance, probably 3 or 4 times.
How do you think that man feels?
Broke. That's $1,000 a trip.
Dang.
Yeah. Shit, with insurance.
Dang.
4 times. Outside of that, we have gone to the emergency room probably 3 or 4 other.
Outside of that, they went to the emergency room 3 or 4 other times. How do you think his mindset is?
You know what? He might be to the point where it's like, he don't want to say it, but he like, you doing it to yourself. She might not be doing her follow-up care properly. You know, like it sounds like she ain't doing nothing right.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Pick up the pieces.
Let's go.
3 times just by driving there, probably 4 times, driving there ourselves. And it almost became, just became very, almost, what word am I looking for?
Regular.
It just became very habit. Like, it's like, okay, grab the blanket. You're not feeling well. Let's just go.
How do you think that man felt about his pussy that he chose?
Buyer's remorse.
Let's continue.
And I'm like, I'm really not feeling. He's like, oh, they're going to do so. I'm like, I know, but something's not right.
Yeah.
And so I developed more symptoms, and these symptoms started compounding one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. With the palpitation.
Now remember, before she said this, you had already said that man has buyer's remorse. Okay, so we're not going to act like he didn't have it already. Okay, this is what makes him a great man. Okay, let's go.
With the passing out, and then my legs started to become very numb at times. Then my ankles started swelling at times.
Do you think that's a fuckable pussy? From the things that she described, Plain.
I don't even think the mouth is up for it. She got no holes available.
Let's go.
And then my legs got really tingly. And then my hands started getting very numb and tingly. I'm like, this is not right. There's something wrong. Yeah. I don't know. At that point in my life, I had not known a lot about anxiety.
All right. I didn't want to stop here, but I'll ask you the question anyway. Are men all about pussy, or do they care more?
No, quick
answer. I have a follow-up.
All right. Answer the question again.
Do men care about pussy, or do they care about more than that?
More than that, absolutely.
Do you think the woman cares about pussy more than the man does?
No, they take it for granted. That's why they end up in the situation they in.
Wow.
I mean,
I like that. Let's move on.
But I just didn't feel that that's what that was.
Right.
Typically, when there's tingling in your extremities, it usually has something to do with your circulatory system.
Yeah.
Did I teach you guys about the circulatory system and the blood transfusions? Let's go.
I mean, I probably learned that in high school, middle school.
Right.
So
What? What? Hold on, because they be knowing. Pay attention.
it has something to do with your circulatory system.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably learned that in high school, middle school.
Oh, she learned it.
So I continued doing my research. After going to a neurologist, my regular primary care physician, my OBGYN, going to 3 cardiologists.
What did I teach you? Is it about going to a bunch of doctors after they get the man? What the fuck?
calm down, bro. Calm down. Don't take it personal. This ain't your box.
They all my box. I want my brothers getting boxed and getting it the good way, not restricted.
Well, there's value in scarcity. And good box has always been scarce.
A mental health therapist, a gastroenterologist,
Mental health therapist, gastroenterologist. When you start following the rabbit hole of the box, you start pronouncing and hearing words you ain't got no business even being near based on pussy.
I need to. I gotta take Latin and shit to follow this.
Right. Right. Yo, bro. When it comes to this box, you start to learn and shit you have no business knowing.
No, that's the bad box. The good box ain't got all them issues. You'll never know.
Son
Right.
Welbeck said he learned that so long ago, but I waited for so long to actually investigate what was wrong. And once we see it, well, I'll tell you one thing. It is something, Son Welbeck, where nobody will rock with you. You know, you talking, might as well have been talking Chinese. You understand? And you know, you see me, I don't give a fuck if anybody understands. I will help you. I'm as simple as it gets.
Literally, the third or fourth cardiologist. Let me take a step back. During this time, I had to get a transthoracic echocardiogram.
Transthoracic. Sam, look this up, Sam.
Let me take a step back. During this time, I had to get a transthoracic echocardiogram.
Transthoracic echocardiogram.
There's some type of heart monitor type stuff.
Okay. Just want to learn these new words.
Echocardiogram.
This is all based on pussy. See, y'all still don't get it. This is from the pussy. Y'all don't get it.
Bad pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like one bad apple spoiled a bunch. Like, golly. And my thing is her demeanor. She's still talking in that fake demure Valley Girl voice and all.
She don't have a choice. Her butt, brother. What
That's
does
all
she have left? Please. Because guess what she got? She got a husband. She still has somebody giving her swag. I try to teach y'all that part when I show y'all the women with the men. They're never looking like Beyonce, but there's a man that's giving them that feeling of Beyonce, the swag. This is how great men are. She is upright because of that man.
We raised they stock.
For sure.
Let me take a step back. During this time, I had to get a transthoracic echocardiogram, which is basically an ultrasound of your heart.
That is so scary.
I had to wear a heart monitor for 30 days. Morning, noon, and night. I couldn't take it off. Took a shower.
Does that sound like a fuckable pussy? For me, yes.
Damn.
What side is? Hey, yo, what side is it on? Lay on the other side. We'll do this little side action. It's okay.
So you just looking at it as an opportunity to shoot up the club?
Nah, I believe that woman needs love.
So you saying you gonna you remember that song back in the day, Peaches, Fuck the Pain Away?
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but she gonna get something.
Shower with it, slept with it, everything. And I got a CT scan of my brain. and I had, oh gosh, what else did I get?
Damn.
I had an MRI done of the full body.
She has a husband, Plain.
All right, I got a question for you.
Please.
Has she revealed her husband's profession, like how he earning money?
No, that's irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant because somebody's paying for all these medical procedures. So far, I'm hearing about $20,000 in medical, minimum $25,000-$30,000 in medical expense, besides the insurance coverage. So
Well, it's something that's very important. It's something that's it's something that's very, very important.
She got a rich. Look at that rock. She got a rich husband. So this
right,
is
but you got to also remember one other thing.
Don't jump off. Don't do anything. And what's going on? So then somebody like myself comes along and talks to women and just kind of steps through. And next thing you know, you hear women.
I'm a PhD.
She got a PhD. Yo, boy,
I got a PhD too.
She got a PhD, so she got money for this.
I got a pimp and hoes degree.
Come on, man.
And at a point where I said to my PCP, you know,
hold on. Dang. My sisters, man.
Got all that education.
Back to hold on to what he said about women taking it for granted because still at the slightest sign something is wrong with my manhood, I'm investigating that week. Yeah, they take it for granted. I get that was a great point. Yeah, she does talk. What she talk boogie like how long I learned this and that. Oh, bougie.
Yeah. But she's not in like I was like I don't know what she a PhD in, but she is
business health, global health risks, and all this other bullshit.
Some bullshit, but she ain't got a lick of common sense, so she could have nipped this in the bud. She one of them folks. Because she's empowered and upwardly mobile, she think ain't nothing gonna happen to her. She thinks she the exception to the rule when she's another statistic. That PhD ain't gonna protect you from God's will.
And my queen, she said to me, "I don't think you're crazy yet." I said, "This lady, I'm crazy." And literally, I was at my wit's end trying to convince people that I did not physically feel like myself. But all the tests came back fine.
Right.
And my now husband's like, "Babe, what's up?" Like,
Yeah.
they're literally running all these tests and all your tests are coming back negative. Everything's fine.
Right. What's going on?
And I started to second guess myself. Literally, I would say out loud, "Toya, are you going crazy?" Literally, I thought I was going nuts.
How was work?
Luckily, we were in a virtual environment at that time.
Okay.
So I was physically capable enough of maintaining my job because everything was virtual.
Yeah.
And I could send emails, but it was very arduous. I had to focus very, 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 very hard to stay focused and to not get overwhelmed. And I do know now that hindsight is 2020, I know that I did start to develop a form of anxiety because at that point, my body had become so unreliable.
Right.
And I was afraid to drive. I was afraid to be at home by myself. I was afraid, like literally, my husband and I both worked from home at the time. And I would want him, because I would work like in a room that we set up as my office. I would want him to work downstairs in the kitchen. So I'm like, I don't want you to work upstairs. Because sometimes he's like, "Babe, I'm literally in the house with you." I'm like, "Yeah, but what if something happens? You're not going to hear me."
See that? See what happens to the man?
She paying for dude.
No, come on, man.
Yeah, she might be the breadwinner. That's why he got all this patience because he ain't got nowhere else to go.
Come on, man. That's not how this works.
She bought her own ring.
That's not how this works.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not saying your story is irrelevant. The way it works is the man is unaware before he marries her. And if most of the time, if you're going to go with the numbers, she wants to marry a man and if she picked him, he's of a certain status. If we going by all the basic general stereotypes.
We going by the stereotypes until we know better.
Right.
Till she tell us otherwise, we stereotyping and profiling.
Yes.
Implicit bias is for the win.
Because what happens is, if just leave everything the way it is, did she do that man wrong with all of this box and health and stuff? I'll ask that first, but I have a follow-up.
Say that again.
Did she do him wrong with the box and everything and the health and stuff? Do you think?
I think she might have started out with good intentions. Yeah, she did do him wrong because that IUD was for her
Can
own
I ask you another question?
career advancement.
Can I ask
Yeah.
you another question?
What's that?
Because you're right with that, but we'll get to that. Is it? How do you? What are your thoughts on letting that man go?
What, like she like, hey, baby, I can't hold up my end of the deal, so I'm
Yeah.
if you love somebody, set them free type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Ain't no love in her. Ain't no love in these hoes, man. Come on, man.
There you have it.
Only a man would even take that leap of faith.
Right. Dang. Don't
Hey.
sound good. You don't make it sound good.
It ain't, you know me, man. It ain't about good or bad. The facts are the facts, man.
Dang.
I mean, good and bad, that's in like beauty in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? One man junk, another man treasure. But it is what it is. And I actually recently experienced some similar like bad box scenario.
All right. Let's not do that. I need your thoughts here.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I have anecdotal evidence of what we talking about in my own personal life.
All right, we don't want that right now. I'll get back to
All right.
that. All right.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know I got one for you, man. You gonna trip.
I got you.
That's one of my favorite things about you, because
I don't want you grossing nobody out or nothing like that.
Well, then they gross me out. I got to share the wealth.
All right.
best tools that we had early on, thanks to you.
Sure.
But one of the questions you guys asked us that I can't stop thinking about is how soon in the dating phase should you be vulnerable about your health issues?
Okay, so can I tackle this one?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Up to you.
I think this is really individual to different people and
the health issue.
And the health issue as well. In our case, we decided to break every single rule from day one. Literally send it to her. And if she never replies because she thinks she reciprocated, we broke the dating, nothing to hide. We went through a discovery phase together.
Thinks you're like this.
Yeah. We went through a discovery phase together, and every time we were very open about everything about us, our health issues. The confidence really built up very fast.
Now, Plain, are you there?
I'm here.
Thus far, just by the look, did she fleece this man?
I think they fleecing each other.
All right. Let's continue.
But he's spitting facts though. Like, come on out the gate, keeping it real.
Give him a chance to be real.
I'm saying if both people come out the gate being real, not lying through omission, leaving shit out intentionally to manipulate a person, you got a fighting chance of success.
I agree. Let's go.
But I've seen on the opposite end where.
But I'm glad he said "but" to your ass. Let's go.
People are more shy, and part of coming open about your health issues is also creating that environment where the other person feels more comfortable. I think one big step is when you live with your
partner, watch her
hiding those potential health issues creates a harsh environment. How do I say?
I think this really depends on the health issue. Put yourself in their shoes. Think about if your partner had that exact issue you may be dealing with.
No.
No what? What do you mean no?
She's trying to say, think about if your partner had the exact issue.
Well, that's the only way you could evoke any empathy
No.
out of women. I'm telling you, that's
on you.
No, I'm saying with women, they don't like it. I've seen it too many times. It don't dawn on them until they try to really empathize with your pain. Like when you got to paint out the whole scenario, then they be like, "Oh, I am being fucked up." It's like, "Yeah, you dumb bitch, you've been fucking up." But
I agree.
Man,
no,
like why
that's
I gotta go?
Your issue. That is not mine. Fuck out of here. Fuck you mean? Imagine. No. I imagine that my brother's got miniature eggplants and they've been mistreated forever. Hell no. You don't imagine that for him?
Oh, that like
Put yourself in their shoes. Think about if your partner had that exact issue you may be dealing with. When would you like to know? And I know that this also plays into how serious the relationship is, how mature they might be. You don't know how they will handle it. I think if you have those thoughts or you're not sure about what the reaction would be, that might be a little bit of a red flag.
What have we learned, Plain? They want certainty,
They
right?
want certainty for them, but they're not offering. They're not reciprocating that shit. They want you in the midst. They want you all behind smoke and mirrors, confused and just falling for the okie doke.
How do you find certainty within a person?
Time. It
Right,
takes time.
watching, observing, right.
Trial and error.
So he knows nothing.
Right, you gotta watch multiple seasons of a bitch before you really get what's going on.
No, but that's what they're doing to the men. Hold on, let me read this comment. Because what man doesn't intend to start a family with his wife? Yeah, I think she got to offer the surrogate or open marriage option, some way to have a baby. I agree. You got to let that man be. It's fair. But I'm just showing you the sinister behavior. Let's go.
Because I don't know, I'm like a very empathetic person and I can read people before I meet them.
And Plain, I love your points. I want to disagree with your shit. Let's go.
And I know very well how they might react about me having a health issue. But regardless of anything, I think when you have a serious medical issue or when you just have something like PCOS or
there we have it.
Here we go. we need to play box bingo, make a bingo card. You know what I'm saying? And when they say PCOS, you punch that box. Endometriosis got a box.
Right, like Donovan shit. I wish I had that Donovan shit. I don't know how he did it. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, we need to play box bingo, man.
I need to figure it out, man.
You need to have you need to have a little bingo card up in the corner, and when we hit
I
bingo,
think the great thing is that all the players know when she say that. When she says that, brothers know, okay, get your antennas up, okay? She talking our language.
But PCOS, this is the first time I heard Becky bring up PCOS. I thought that was
because that's why I did this, because y'all always say I'm picking on the black women. So
I thought plenty of this. I thought it was caused by perms and acetone nails.
No.
That's what I be telling them to make them stop do that shit. I'd be like, all that hair glue and eyelash glue and nails and stuff that cause fibroids, right? I'd be telling them, they be like, where you get that from? I'd be like, shit, Prince Simp.
Come on. Anyway, man. So understand, do we have ancestor slave master blood in us?
Of course.
Right. So they gotta have it too. Let's go.
I think when you have a serious medical issue or when you just have something like PCOS or any thyroid disorder or something that just casually flares up like eczema, again, it could be anything. That's when you really want to, I would say, be as open about it as quickly as possible. Because
what do we teach? Real bitches will move fast.
Damn.
Do we teach that? Yes, because they will never tell you, brothers. But real women try to move fast. Let's see if she moved fast, though.
Anything. That's when you really want to, I would say, be as open about it as quickly as possible. Because if that person sees your medical condition as a red flag, they are a red flag. Not all of us are healthy. I met Lucas. I had no idea I had PCOS. I had no health issues. The only thing I had was like allergies.
Before she met Lucas, she ain't had nothing but allergies. But after she met Lucas,
what you think? Lucas got the plague in the eggplant?
No, it's just common. They never know.
Or she just capping.
Whatever. I'm just telling you from all the stuff that we've watched, they never know until after they meet the man.
That's cap.
I'm not saying that. That's you saying that. I'm saying all the research I've showed you, it's the same damn story.
They running a play. They read. That's the script. I mean,
you know why I don't say that? Because I always tell you, if you went to Lucas and told him that she was lying about that, he would beat you up. I'm telling you something.
Yeah, but that don't mean I'm wrong.
But you can't do that to people. You can't just hurt people like that.
Oh man,
can't do that, man. Lucas will be irate. by the truth. You
The
believe
truth-
that bullshit? You believe that bullshit?
The truth will set you free. That
look at the dynamic. She's confident with the bad box, and Lucas is a saint of a man. Is Lucas a saint?
a soulless one. Look at him.
Oh, come on. The saints don't need to have a soul. They only live to help.
Healthy. I met Lucas. I had no idea I had PCOS. I had no health issues. The only thing I had was like allergies. And next thing you know,
Did Lucas get a good deal or a bad deal, even if she's telling the truth?
I don't know. It's
Right,
too
let's
much.
continue.
It's too much
No,
more.
no, hold. You get
She
the
might
right.
have that-
Hold on. You get the right to hear more.
Okay.
like a year after a relationship, I started to really get sick. Let's start with IBS.
She started to really get sick. I'll ask you again, and you don't have to answer right now. You can hear more.
Wait, hold on. This is the thing to get me. They act like these conditions just spontaneously appear in the box for no reason. Like I was cool yesterday, then boom, big fibroid just popped. Motherfucking grapefruit.
No, stop being mean.
I'm not being mean. I'm saying it's cause and effect. It's there are reasons for this. It ain't no mysticism. It ain't no mystery. And the only way you can resolve an issue, you got to deal with it at the root cause.
Can I say something?
Wait, the one last point.
Go ahead.
One last point. They buying into the Western medicine approach of treating symptoms instead of curing disease. They done bought in, and now
Can I
they
say
a
something?
statistic.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
Can you not tell all the truth? Can you leave a little bit out?
What is my name? What's my name?
Plain.
What's my name, bro? What am I doing? What am I doing on the internet? I'm the plain brown rapper. Because
Brother,
now in this era, the truth is obscene, so you gotta wrap it up discreetly.
Come on, man. All right, let's continue, brother.
I'm just playing my gimmick, man.
Come on, man.
Making it plain.
Like when I really started to have the flare of my symptoms, it was a year down the line. I felt much more comfortable because we really knew each other. But if I would have gone through my health journey and then I would have met Lucas, I would have told him very quickly.
Do you believe her?
Nope.
So let's go. I'm gonna bring it back because she edited it out. I want y'all to hear this part.
We started to have the flare of my symptoms. It was a year down the line.
It was a year down the line.
Felt much more comfortable because we really knew each other. But if I would have gone,
I felt more comfortable after a year down the line after flare-ups and stuff. Let's go.
See, no, but he's sitting there thinking like, this bitch lying. Like that ain't what she told me. But
chill.
and then I would have met Lucas. I would have told him very quickly and very realistically, in a way that wasn't scary. I would be like, hey, this is what I have. Sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days, or I might need some extra support. And guys, if that person doesn't react in the way you want them to, then they're probably not the best fit for you. Because
there you have it. What have I taught you guys? If you don't have a house, success, money, get the bag, and have the ability to deal with the fact that you can't pound this pussy down to the ground, not because of you, because of whatever you done chose, you are not good for her. Now, if you do, then you are a saint. What you think about that, Plain?
I think I couldn't say it any better.
Let's continue.
because your partner is so important in your health journey. As you guys have seen with me, I was blessed with such an incredible human.
That's the only time you will ever be incredible, black man. It's all I'm trying to teach you. If you don't take nothing else away, you will only be credited if you can deal with that box when it hit the fucking wall and be like Lucas. That's when you'll get some fucking credit.
I thought I was the emotional one, man.
That's when.
Yeah, you gotta, that's what. Nah, I'm never mind.
You see how she looking at him with real sincerity.
She poor Lucas.
He really helps me when I have my flares, or even when I don't. The fact that he takes a lot of stress and a lot of work off of my shoulders. Like today, he'll throw me a little note to remind me to take my supplements, or bring me a little coffee, ask me if I'm.
Hello.
I'm doing okay. I didn't have that with Lucas the first year that we were together. And one of the most beautiful things is that, yeah, like there's a lot of bittersweet moments to being sick or having a sin.
Have you heard the term bittersweet before? I showed you the other man called being with these people are bittersweet. And
They don't.
That's the importance of the Pussycat Facts report. But go ahead, Plain.
They misery loves company.
That's fucked up.
And
couldn't be more plain, huh?
Misery loves company, man. And it's like when they up, the box is good. They running their numbers up. You know what I'm saying? They ain't, as long as it's working, when it's working good, they wearing it out till they get to this point. Then they want to find Lucas to write them notes and give them that tender love that they ain't even got in them to reciprocate. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't even her real accent. Where are these people acting like they from?
I don't give a fuck. The question I have to you is it okay for her to let Lucas go be with somebody healthy, man?
Their relationship won't survive it.
I'm asking you a question, brother. Is it in her to let Lucas go?
No. No.
Do you think that is sinister or not?
Straight succubus behavior.
Wavy, man. I'm just telling it. I'm not even saying what you're saying, Wavy. I'm doing what we always done over here. I'm presenting. Let me talk, Clay. I'm presenting the box, and we always do box investigation. I'm presenting the box, and you come up with your own determination, which I vouch for all my box investigators. So your word is golden.
Yeah, shout out to Wavy. Long time no see, man. We had a ball back in the day.
Syndrome, a disease, because nobody wants that. But I also get to see him take extra care for me. And it's really beautiful because it gives him more opportunities too.
To me, we had this issue in the past where whenever Mila was sick, I guess the first year, whenever Mila was sick,
we didn't know what I have.
I was selfish.
Whenever hold the fuck up. Look at her. You got to pay attention. See, I've showed y'all these couples, and you got to see. Matter of fact, we're going to do that so I can help y'all on that one, where you got to watch the women who know that their box is bad. Look at the men who care for them, who are saints and should be able to say whatever the fuck they want because they know ain't nobody going to take care of them the way this man will. You understand? So look at how she looks. She knowing like, man, these women will take my man. You understand?
Right. What he getting out the deal?
Sick. I guess the first year.
The first year. I wanted you to hear that part, Plain.
In the past, where whenever Mila was sick.
The first year, whenever she was sick.
I guess the first year, whenever Mila was sick.
We didn't know what I have.
She didn't know what she had. Do you believe her, Plain?
No.
All right, let's go.
Selfish. I was just focused on my own path, kept on doing what I was supposed to do with my day, and kind of was like, figure it out to get better because it's annoying. In a way, it's weird to say.
It's annoying.
Ooh.
I'm showing you something. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go, Plain. I'm showing you guys something. When you are a saint of a man that can deal with what Wavy just said, then they will allow you to say whatever the fuck you want because they know you mean well. You understand?
If they realize their true situation, if they're not stuck in delusion and they actually if they actually are tuned into the reality and reality kick in, yeah. But if they still delusional, they gonna think, oh well.
What brings forth the reality?
The
diagnosis session.
That consultation with the doctor when they break it down. That diagnosis.
No, for a man, what brings forth? What brings it? The Pussycat Facts report.
Right. We always
stay with class. We talking to the average brother. Don't get sophisticated with this shit on me. You understand? How will brothers get to learn this sort of stuff? The Pussycat Facts Report. Okay.
Right.
This is class for them, not you. You got to help them. Okay.
I was like, figure it out to get better because it's annoying. In a way, it's weird to say, but it was frustrating me.
Speak more on that.
And
was it frustrating him playing?
Yeah, like he ain't even telling the half. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Look at her face. She knows.
Yep. She know, like, in so many words, he's saying,
I could do better.
No, he giving her the Tom Petty. You got lucky when you found me.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. You better watch what you say. That's my theme song. Yeah, bitch, you got lucky when you found me.
King Disagreeable. King Disagreeable. I was because people give me grief for always bringing up the BW, the Gladiator BW. These hoes always going to the doctor for anything and everything. She lying. No, she's not. Oh yeah, she's lying about her condition for sure.
Because it would prevent us from doing things together. It
would prevent us from doing things together, not just sex, everything.
Damn.
Like the car wasn't running. We couldn't go on those dates, that activity, a sport activity together, go for a beautiful romantic dinner. There was just a lot of frustration in me, and thinking about it.
I wouldn't even speak. Like I at our dinners together, like I would be yawning the moment we would sit down. Like I was not functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas would literally speak to himself.
We actually laughed about this. The dinners were monotone.
Monologues.
The dinners were monologues.
I mean,
daily activities were always canceled. So there was a lot of frustration setting in. But now with a step back, you realize how many missed opportunities were there for me to show that I could be that life partner and take care of her in good times and in bad times. And just with time and with maturing and going through more difficult things, losing my dad, I realized that there's a very few set of people that will be there for the long run. Actually, I can probably count them on my right hand. And you want to be there for those people every chance that you get, whether it's with a little message or a gesture, even more with your life partner. Now today, for example, I take every single occasion whenever Mila is a little bit down to show her that I want to be that person for her, just like she was for me, because you've sacrificed so much when I was down for a long time, and you've given me a lot of second chances. Now, by that I mean there were a lot of instances where I was not that person that was showing up for her.
She had nowhere else to go, Lucas. You a good man, Lucas.
Like Officer and a Gentleman. You remember Luke Gossett and Richard Gere? Yeah. he was like, why don't you quit? Why don't you quit? You ain't shit. I got nowhere else to go.
Man, they got sweetheart. Lucas is a saint. She would never let that man go have all the babies he deserves.
No, see, they talking around and shit. They speaking in platitudes. Lucas was out here getting strange box.
And she gave him second chances.
Yeah, he said, she gave me so many second chances. That ain't a second, that's a third, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth chance.
Right.
Like, she got nowhere else to go. So you could do what you want.
For a good man like this.
Yeah, he could really be dogging her out, but he said, nah, my conscience can't take it,
He's a good man.
As good as he could be.
Very selfish, like I said.
Yo, come on, man. Come on. All right. See, King Disagreeable always fucking my show up, B. I don't appreciate that shit, B.
He just on this job, man.
He want to try to disrespect Lucas. Watch this. He want to disrespect.
No, Lucas on some pimping, man. He
want to disrespect Lucas.
Oh my God.
Hold on, my gladiator coming in, man.
Praise Jesus.
Hold on.
Put it on wrestling.
Dang.